A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development, the partial return of UN inspectors to Iran has sparked a wave of protests from Iranian officials, who argue that the readmission contravenes a law passed in the wake of recent military actions by Israel and the United States. This situation has put Iran's government in a precarious position as it tries to navigate the complex dynamics of national sentiment and international diplomacy. The inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, are back in Iran for the first time since Israeli and U.S. attacks targeted the nation's nuclear sites in June, but their return has been met with fierce backlash from Tehran. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi attempted to mitigate the unrest by clarifying that the inspectors would not visit any bombed facilities and that their discussions regarding these sensitive sites were ongoing. He emphasized that the IAEA's return had received the green light from Iran's Supreme National Security Council and that the inspectors would only oversee operations at the Bushehr nuclear site, which is mandated by international nuclear non-proliferation treaties. However, Iranian lawmakers, such as Mohammad Taqi Naqdali, have voiced their opposition, claiming that this move violates a law enacted in July that prohibits any cooperation with the IAEA unless Iran's territorial integrity and the safety of its nuclear scientists are guaranteed. Naqdali labeled the breach as a criminal act and warned that those acting against this resolution would face severe consequences. The protests reflect the Iranian government's struggle to balance rising nationalistic sentiments with the potential repercussions of further UN sanctions or renewed military action from Israel. European powers, including the UK, France, and Germany, have long threatened to reinstate sanctions if Iran does not comply with specific conditions, including the identification of its enriched uranium stockpile and the full return of IAEA inspectors. The clock is ticking as the deadline for these sanctions approaches on October 18th. Meanwhile, Russia has proposed a draft resolution to the UN Security Council to delay the snapback of sanctions by 6 months, providing Europe with additional time to engage in diplomatic talks with Iran. The delicate situation is further complicated by the fact that any move to reinstate sanctions cannot be vetoed by Russia and China, which could escalate tensions between the West and Iran. IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi has underscored the necessity of resuming inspection activities to prevent a recurrence of the violent attacks witnessed in June. He noted that while the inspectors are currently in Iran, discussions are ongoing about accessing other sites impacted by the attacks. The Iranian government has reiterated that future cooperation with the IAEA will take a new form, indicating a shift in their approach to international oversight. As the world watches closely, the outcome of this standoff could have significant implications for regional stability and the future of Iran's nuclear ambitions. The return of inspectors to the Bushehr site marks a critical juncture in Iran's relationship with the IAEA and the broader international community, as both sides seek to navigate the treacherous waters of diplomacy amidst rising tensions and national security concerns. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.